let's jump into our preview for Tulsa. Okay.
All right.
So this game's coming up, and Saturday, 6:30 p.m. It's on ESPNU, I believe, is where it's going to be, but it's on the ESPN family of networks. It's in Tulsa, so another road game, and back-to-back road games for the Shockers in the conference. Kyle, what do we know about Tulsa? What can we expect out of this team that's kind of maybe middle of the pack right now, maybe a little bit better than that in the conference?
Yeah, I'd say they're middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
They're led by Frank Haith. This is his fourth season, and they're mediocre. I mean, they struggled in the non-conference. They didn't have a great schedule. They lost to Illinois State twice. They lost to Lamar at home. I don't even know much about Lamar.
Just him? No?
Yeah.
No, okay.
They did beat K-State in Wichita at Interest Bank Arena,
They did,
which is a very good win for them. But other than that, they didn't really do much in non-conference. In conference, they have beaten Tulane and UConn, which they're not tremendous wins, but they at least have shown some improvement this season.
Yep.
And they're led by a senior forward, Junior Atu, and he's averaging about 17 points per game.
Okay.
So he's done well, and also a guy named Corey Henderson Jr., which some of you Shocker fans might be familiar with that name. He actually started here at Wichita State, played occasionally his freshman year, but then transferred to Tulsa. And so now he's having some success and dropped about 30. I think he dropped 30 against UConn in that win. So they have some talent. They haven't done what I thought they would do this year.
Well, and that you mentioned the UConn win. That was double overtime, and I remember seeing that game. And there were a few times where either team should have won before it got to double overtime. But yeah, Henderson looked pretty good, and I think there's some potential there. I think there's a lot of points in the paint for these guys. That is going to be a challenge for Shaq and Willis and Kelly and Brown to try to step in and make sure they're the ones who are establishing their presence and dominating in the paint. So that'll be a little good to see, to see what defense they need to play, especially in the paint, underneath the basket. It might be a physical game. I'm not sure. Kyle, is it fair to say that this is the type of game the Shockers they kind of need to take care of business? Beating, say, ECU is fine and whatever, but it's not a challenge. This one is where we would say maybe the depth of this conference, more so than Missouri Valley Conference, the depth of this conference could come up and there could be some upsets along the way. So this is the game. I don't know if you put them on upset watch, but you got to say you have to take care of business. Take this one seriously. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, it is a road game, which is always obviously more challenging than at home. And Tulsa, they have some good fan support, but it's not tremendous. It's not what it used to be. But when Wichita State comes to town, they usually pack the stadium. And a lot of that are Shocker fans that make the road trip down there. But 2 years ago, the Shockers went down to Tulsa. The Shockers were ranked number 9 at the time. And Tulsa had the upset. And so they can bring it, and it will be a challenging environment for them.
Okay, so this is not our percentages game. Percentages game will come later. But give me the percentage of Shockers fans who will be in attendance.
Ooh.
Well, there won't be 100% attendance will be Shockers fans.
No.
But this is one of the few drivable road conference games.
Yeah,
right?
What, 2.5 hours, I believe?
Not bad. You can do that in a day. Yeah.
Certainly shorter than any distance in the valley.
Yeah.
And so I think there'll be at least a couple thousand fans there. So maybe 20%, 25%.
Ooh, and I think you're low. I think it might be more. I think it might be more. It may be that Tulsa rallies around and they sell it out and all their fans want to be there because Wichita State is the big one. It's like
number 5 right now.
It's like when the Golden State Warriors go on the road in any NBA arena, that's a sellout.
That's the hot ticket.
Yeah, that's the one you want to see, or maybe the Cavs on the other side in the East. I think the Shockers are the ones that are going to draw the most. Everybody in the conference
for sure
loves it when the Shockers come when it comes to selling tickets. So maybe Tulsa loads it up because all their fans want to see the number 5, tied for number 5, ranked team in the nation. Or the Tulsa fans know, I don't want any part of this because this is going to be a blowout, and all the Shocker fans buy them on the secondary market and show up. I don't know. That's what I'm looking for. That's not super interesting, but that's what I want to see is what that crowd's going to look like.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch the camera angles in that game to
Yeah.
see how much yellow is in the arena.
Are you going? Are you willing to go, or where would you go on the road to see the Shockers? Who would you like to see the Shockers play, maybe? Or is this the rivalry? Is this finally the rivalry? The Shockers don't have a rivalry,
No.
I don't think.
It has
Maybe something to
potential.
develop. It has the potential.
Just Tulsa has to be a little better, I
Because
think.
the geography, yeah, maybe. Otherwise, it may end up being in Cincinnati for the time being, just because it's the two competitive teams, two top 25 teams in the conference. But that's Tulsa, Saturday, 6:30. It's going to be on the ESPN family of networks. Check it out.